Well, the game seemed like a tale of two halves. Certainly we came out and played with a ton of energy, made shots. I think both teams obviously knew what was on the line because you can't go anywhere without seeing that, thanks to your tweet, Shannon. But we played with a ton of energy, and I was really pleased with the resiliency of our team, to be able to, have a double-digit lead. UC did a terrific job defensively. They went more man in the second half than they've been showing, and they did a really good job of making it hard to score around the basket. And we just felt like we were stuck on the same point total there for however long it was. But to give up the lead and then battle back, D. Davis, and that's what seniors do. This is his best game in his Xavier uniform. He steps up, clutch moments, goes 16 and 8 assists, 1 turnover against a team that tries to turn you over. And then for Trey to make those 2 free throws, not having played well, not having played much, and airball a 3 earlier in the game. Just a collective effort from our team, and I love the fact that we were able to win the game despite giving up the lead in a hostile arena.
So can you go back to the game earlier in the week? You said this is a players' game. It's not a whole lot about the X's and O's and all that. Was that a matter of, kind of D took that to heart?
Well, first of all, both sides are Xing and O'ing, but what I meant by that is both teams are going to be very, very prepared. They're going to know. We're going to know what UC runs. They're going to know us. We live in the same city, so you're going to be really prepared. But certain guys shy away from the big moment. Certain guys step up, and obviously D did that. And it's been a theme of ours. Last year James Farr stepped up and really got us off to a great start. He did the same thing tonight, and that's what you need in this type of game. And there are certain times where no matter what I want to call offensively, guys can't hear me. And that's when players have to be able to rely on the instincts that they have, rely on what we've been running, who we need to get the ball to, and make poised decisions down the stretch.
Coach, do you think that Trey's confidence was shaken at all after that airball 3, or were they doing something to not allow him to get the looks that he wanted to get?
Again, the way they played that matchup, you're never quite sure who's open. You don't just pass and you don't just catch and pass because guys are out in the passing lanes. And I think, it's tough on a freshman. I've seen freshmen struggle in this game over and over and over and over. But for him to be able to go to the line and make two big free throws when we're down 1, shows a toughness in Trey. And not only does he make 2 free throws, he makes 1, barely hits the rim, goes in. They call timeout. Now he's got to do it again a minute later. Takes guts to do that.
Going back to Saturday, Steve Lavin said that Matt Stanford was one of the best centers in the conference, maybe even in the country. It looked like the zone might have been used tonight to neutralize him, and obviously D. Davis benefited from that attention that he was getting. How do you think that's going to help him and the team going forward as they might try to neutralize things?
Well, Matt does a really good job of making the right play. UC's athleticism, their length bothered him. In the second half, we had multiple shots, not just Matt, but our entire team had multiple shots beat up off the glass. And we talked about it and talked about it and talked about it, but give them the credit. We want to pump fake around the basket. We want to get their guys in the air and try to draw fouls. At times we did it, but down the stretch we didn't do it enough. I thought we could have gone from 4 to 6, and maybe it wouldn't have been as close to the game down the stretch. But they're a terrific defensive team. In the first half with their zone, I thought we could get the ball. And D just dribbled to the wing and threw it in, and we played inside out. When they collapsed on Matt, he made the right pass, and our guys knocked down shots.
Chris, what was your approach towards Gary Clark?
Well, we've been starting Trayvon at the 4, and he's not really a 4. He's more of a stretch 4. And we knew they were going to go at him. They did in the beginning of the game. He scored the first 4 points for him. We told Trayvon to front, but he's going to be a force for 4 years. And then in the second half, we tried to reiterate at halftime that Trey, you have to front him, you have to keep him off the glass. And Trey's just not used to guarding somebody with that athleticism, that size, that length. And we chose not to double because in their building we didn't want to give them open looks, and so we quickly subbed Jalen in, and we played more with 2 traditional posts when they had 2 traditional posts in.
Did you expect them to go to Clark for that last shot?
I thought so. I mean, really, you're not really sure who's going to get the ball because, again, different guys will step up and make plays. But we were bigger, so I felt a little bit more comfortable with who we had on the floor defensively, and that's why we tried to go big down the stretch.
UC dominates this, still leads this Crosstown Shootout series. But recently, Xavier has been playing very well, and somebody who's been involved with the program very well. What has happened to make you guys have the upper hand over this stretch of years now?
I don't know. I can't speak for those other 30 victories they had when our program was just getting on the map. You know, I can only say that, you know, our guys compete. So does UC. It's been a great game, and it's tough no matter if you played here, our place, you played at US Bank. It's just the rivalry, the familiarity between players, the pride that's at stake. It's a tough game. I don't know what turned it. I know this, they don't have Oscar Robertson anymore. That helps.
Could you sense that D was going to have a big game, whether it was in practices leading up, just the way he was talking, acting, or did you just think, you know, it's a senior thing, lights are on, big game? No,
you know, I can't say that I thought he'd shoot it as well as he did. I thought maybe they would get our post doubled at times, and you know, you're not going to leave Miles open from the perimeter or JP or Trayvon the way they've shot it here recently. Felt like D might have to step in and make some shots, and it's good to see that first one go down. I'm sure for his confidence, he felt really good about it. But he hasn't shot the ball well as a senior, and you know, hopefully this gives him a shot of the arm as we go down the stretch because we need D to play. He's done a great job defending. He's done a terrific job running our team and swallowing not being much of a scorer for us and being a table setter. He's top 10 in the country in assists, and he did both tonight.
How can this game and this win propel you into a stretch run here where you got teams like Butler and Villanova?
I don't know, because we've handled adversity a lot better than we've handled success, and that was my message to our team quickly in the locker room. We know how good Butler is. They're a top 25 team. They play with tremendous toughness, and they're going to be coming in with all the confidence in the world, and so we've got to be ready to go on Saturday, but it's going to be interesting to see our response.
When you get to this time of the year and everyone's starting to talk about RPIs and brackets and bubble, how hard is that to tune that noise out, and how important is it to you to tune that noise?
I think it's very difficult. You know, just in the age of social media, it's just everywhere. But we try not to dwell on it with our players. The good thing about where we sit is we have a lot of opportunities. You know, we play teams that are in the top 25. You know, we play teams that if you lose aren't going to just put you out of the tournament. And so I want our team to look at it as going for something, going for opportunities. And you know, tonight was a good step, but we have a big one on Saturday. But it's impossible to block out in 2015. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
You know, like my tweet.